Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday. The S&P 500 was up 1% today. Great up day altogether. We had a couple of gap down days that happened in the middle of June when they announced the, CPI number at that time, and the Federal Reserve, surprised everybody by doing higher rate increase. The market has a tendency to refill gaps. We refilled the lower one already, and today we refilled the higher one, almost exactly, actually. We still have some room to go to the upside before we start to hit a pretty heavy level of resistance. So we'll see what happens as far as that goes. Maybe another 2 or 3% the market could even move before it really runs into more resistance. It might have some trouble tomorrow just because we had an after hours report from Snapp that stock dropped 26%. It was already down more than 60% as it was because they're having trouble with their online advertising. We saw after hours, fall from Meta, used to be Facebook, and Google, which both do, a lot of online advertising revenue also. So we'll see how that plays out. That is one of the things. We're in the middle of earnings season, so it's a little hard to tell. That can be something that can really drag down if companies start to report, things that the market wasn't expecting. So the Nord1 natural gas pipeline reopened this morning. Some concerns that it might not. It did. It reopened at the same volume, not a reduced volume. That was another thing that people thought was a possibility, but it is still at a reduced volume from where it was prior to the invasion. Matter of fact, it's down about 60%. And the problem with that is that Europe is trying to gather reserves in case we have a situation of, shutting down those pipelines. And of course, when they're not getting extra, they're having to use that, 40% that is coming through to operate. It doesn't allow to gather reserves. Russia probably realizes this, and it just makes that weapon that much more effective, especially heading into the winter here, when that natural gas will be even more consumption will happen from that. So we'll see how that plays out. You'll hear me talking a lot about energy from Russia, specifically in Europe, because it has the ability to affect what's happening here in our stock markets, depending on how bad it gets as far as that goes. So we did have the leading economic indicators reported today. Also, they were down 0.8%, which is a fairly big amount down for that index. We're down 2% from the high. We've fallen for 4 months in a row. And, the last time we had this type of fall in the leading economic index was before the 2008 downturn. The time before that was before the 2000 downturn. So this is why we're being so defensive, even though the market's going up. The average rate of return for the downturn in the stock market since World War II without a recession is 15%. The average rate of return with a recession since World War II on the S&P 500 is 36% down. So, the fact of the possibility of a recession is picked up dramatically. That's what these leading indicators are showing. And so and in top of that, you got the Federal Reserve hammering, interest rates onto the upside to try to fight inflation. And so that's combination is something to really be careful with. And that's what we're doing right now. So I wish we were, in the market making more on the upside here, but I'm very, very comfortable in this situation, just being a little bit more conservative because there are some historical things that are happening. Go all the way back to World War II and look at what's been going on with these different indicators and what have you. And this is something that's pretty unusual. So, and not positive for the most part. So we want to be careful, and we are being careful. So look forward to talking to you tomorrow. I have my Talk Money with Tom show on YouTube, 12:15 to 1 o'clock Pacific time. You can feel free to join and you can ask questions, listen to what other people have. And I do a summary of the market prior to the show. So look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.